I have never wondered if it is correct to use the things of people who have already left this world. As it turned out recently, in vain. Not so long ago my aunt gave up. She was ill for a long time and in the end couldn't get out. Our relationship wasn't the best, but it happened that I got her phone. Her husband literally shoved it at me almost immediately a few days later. He said she was never separated from him, but now it's hard for him to see it, and he can't simply throw it out. I must say the phone was almost new from expensive models. I can't afford that. So I decided that nothing bad would happen. Who knew that everything would turn out this way? Everything was fine for 3 or 4 days, and then terrible things started happening. The phone was working properly, but when talking, sometimes there was a feeling that someone else was involved in it. Sighs, some rustling were often heard. Probably problems on the line, I thought. It gets worse. At night I switched phone to silent mode, and in the morning I began to detect missing calls. They always appeared at the same time, around 3 o'clock in the morning. The most unpleasant thing was, they were from the number that belonged to my aunt. On the third time I called her husband to find out what he did with the SIM card. He assured that the number was blocked and no one could call from it. However, the missed calls were both in the phone's memory and in the details that I requested from the telecom operator. I was hoping it was just someone's cruel joke. I didn't turn off the phone so that the call would wake me up. I turned around until almost 2 and woke up in the morning and realized there were no calls today. I tried to call this number myself, but I was informed that the subscriber is blocked. By this time I no longer liked the new phone. Rather, he scared me. There was a feeling that I had no right to take this thing, and that you will have to pay for it. That's almost how it turned out. I stopped turning off the sound at night, and one day a bell woke me up, at 3 o'clock in the morning, again from the same number. I stared at the screen for a few seconds, and then I clicked reply. A monotonous call could be heard at the other end. In a bass voice, loudly on one note, someone was holding. The voice was human, but it sounded like an animal. With shaking hands I threw the phone away from me, and then I looked at it. It was lying on the floor, the screen was glowing, and the same call was heard from the speaker for a few more minutes. Then the connection was interrupted. It became clear to me that I had to get rid of the phone urgently. I was hoping that this would help to fix everything. I turned on the lights in the whole apartment, put the phone in the hallway, in the drawer of the bedside table away from the eyes. I could barely fall asleep. I had nightmares all night. I dreamed of an aunt who just silently looked at me from the darkness, standing next to my bed. And this nightmare was repeated again and again until the morning. When I woke up, I found the phone lying next to me, as if nothing had happened. I turned it on and saw an open gallery with the latest photos on the screen. A few pictures were taken less than an hour ago. On each of them was a sleeping me. The pictures were taken from the same angle where my aunt was standing in my dream. I gave the phone back to my aunt's husband on the same day, and everything stopped. Apparently she wanted it to stay with the man who loved her so much.